this guy bugs? Is this guy bugs?
So yesterday we spoke about how Zark seems to be the weakest member of the 5 and how pretty much his power was pretty much useless. It wasn't done for anything amazing. Now let's talk about the actual weakest Forbidden 5 member that the writers and pretty much everyone had told us is the weakest Forbidden 5 member. And actually we assumed to be correct. That was Drix. Now Drix is the master of Swarm. He pretty much creates little tiny flying insects, which are like bees or wasps, and they literally go flying out. So, is this a cool power? In hindsight, it's pretty shit. What can you do? Well, it's pretty much put your enemies into a trance with a whole heap of bugs, and they can't get rid of them? What's that power? Now, was it used effectively in the show? Hell yeah. Now, I think Drix was incredible. Even in what we see in part 2, he is still the most incredible Forbidden 5 member I've ever seen. Reason being is, when it comes to using his swarm power, he uses it properly and efficiently. He's also very quick, so being quick is also a good standout, because he was able to get the final 2 prismatic blades to the rest of the Forbidden 5 pretty much on time, but the ninja were able to interrupt that by using portal gates that he had no idea about. And I don't think you can outrun that sort of stuff. And plus, he was probably traveling a far distance too, so props on that guy. Now, Drix is, in my opinion, the coolest character out of the 5 now, after Noct, just because the ambition and his character growth. He talks, but he gets his job done. He's not one of the other Forbidden 5 that talk shit to each other. He's there for the mission. He even was able to capture 2 prismatic blades and Lord Raz, bring Lord Raz to Noct, and the blades to Rocks. It's just, wow. This guy did so much for so little screen time he had. Out of all the Forbidden 5 members, especially the 2 new ones that out of the 3 new ones we got this year, Drix just stands out to me, and I'm glad he was put in so many sets this year, because out of the other members, he's the only one that I can remember after Noct. Sometimes I can't even remember Rocks or Kerr or Zark. Forget they're even members of the Forbidden 5. But I like the way Drix was handled in Season 3, Part 1, and so far what we've seen in Part 2, even though he's probably dead. Now, out of all the Forbidden 5, the reason why I like Drix the most is I think he also had, out of all of them, the most incredible story. And if they wanted to explore his character arc, I think they could have explored him and tied him up in a nice evil bow. But he worked really well in this season. Those are just my thoughts. Now, this rest of the week, I'm probably not going to speak about the other members of the Forbidden 5. They may be future videos. But yeah, I'm just here talking about how the difference was from hearing that Drix was the weakest Forbidden 5 member to him being pretty much the most strongest and the most capable to take down the ninja, all 10 of the ninja in a battle. That was incredible. Let me know your thoughts about this in the comments. Do you think Drix is really the strongest Forbidden 5 member, or do you really think he is still the weakest member of the 5? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Thank you guys for watching. Peace out, guys.